Yeah, good afternoon, YouTube. Had a box show up today from Universal Cycles. Let's take a look at that. Main thing I ordered was this. There's the part number. So this is an 11 to 42 tooth 10-speed cassette. So yeah, there is a 10-speed cassette. There's your lock ring. This is 11 to 42. You've got 11 tooth on the small cog up to 42. And this is my old cassette. This was a 10-speed Shimano HG62 cassette. So this is an 11 to 36. So you get about a 16% lower first gear or low gear here. I bought this about 4 years ago, 2012, and that was sort of the state of the art then for mountain bike gearing as far as widest range you could get. Subsequently, there's a couple of companies that have been offering 42 tooth upgrades, and the way you do those upgrades is you keep the 36, you put the 42 inside the cassette, and then you have to remove one of these gears. So this one has 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. But what you do is you end up losing one of these small cogs to put the large cog on. So both SunRace and IRD, Interlock Racing, have both come out with new 10-speed cassettes, and they've kept the nice progression here. This one goes 11, 13, 15, so it's identical to the Shimano, and then it starts jumping 3 teeth. It goes 18, 21, 24, and then it jumps 4 teeth. It does a 28, 32, 36, and then there's a 6-tooth jump. So what that does here, if you can see that, you get essentially 18% jump, 14, 20% there. There's a 16, a 14, a 16, a 14, a 12, a 16. You keep the jumps between gears are much more consistent. They're between, 14 and 20 is the largest jump. This one just gives me the one lower gear, so I get a 13-inch gear compared to this one that I had a 15.2-inch gear. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's about 16% difference going from a 36 to a 42. So I've got to put that on my bike. I'll show you what that looks like. Hopefully I can get the rear derailleur to work with this. It works fine with the 1136, so I may have to do a little bit of adjustment to get the 42 working. Yeah, good afternoon, YouTube. So I got to try out my hyper handle from J.A. Stein Tool. I picked this up a while ago. I forgot I actually had it, but it's basically a tool for removing or holding your cassette. And what you have is there's the 11 tooth. You put these bolts in. The 12 tooth, you put those bolts. I set it up so the number faces the cassette. You also have 13 and 14. So the idea is these bolt heads fit into the smallest cog right there and prevent the cassette from spinning. I used to use a chain whip like this, but that you don't have quite the leverage or control over that. So that works pretty good. It just fits right over. And then you have your lock ring removal tool. And I've already popped that loose. Put a wrench on the other side and kind of push on both things. And there's your lock ring. And this should be the rest of the cassette there. So you can see that just comes right off. There you go. Got the old cassette off. Oh, and then I pulled my free hub apart, so I got to clean that up too. I figure I'll do that while I have everything apart. Okay, there we go, YouTube. Got the cassette back on. This little carrier that cassette's mounted on works really well for actually sliding the new cassette over the free hub. What I did was lined up this real narrow rib right there with the corresponding narrow rib on the free hub, and then you just push all the cogs off of this plastic carrier onto the free hub, and everything's lined up perfect for you. You don't have to fiddle with all the separate cogs like that, but there we go. I like that. Got a little bit of red showing through in there. I guess this is their champagne color. They also have a all black. The black was like $10 more. I don't know why, but got a little flash of red in there. So I think that looks pretty nice. So now I gotta put it back on and we'll see how it shifts here. So we'll catch you in a few minutes.